Oh, oh, you've been waiting, huh? I'm setting it up. I was looking for a picture to use, and then I couldn't find. I just redid my computer, and some of my music I got to go get off of other drives and stuff. But I want to start out with my Forrest Fenn fanatic, the fanatic chant, the Forrest Fenn chant. But that's not here. But I do have a song to dedicate to K-Pro. There is a song here. Yeah. No, hey. You don't have to be pouring here, but there's no volume to it. I need to get it to go to my Bluetooth. Snotty bitch. Yeah. The song by, I don't know the guy's name. I downloaded it off of some site, and you can't find it anywhere on YouTube, so I know it's not going to get a hit. I'm not going to get knocked for it. It's called, "Oh, you're a snotty bitch." No, you're not, Jack. You're a dog. Yeah. I couldn't believe that. Yeah, watching them yesterday, and they bring on the guy that dug the hole and stuff. Oh, well, you're forgiven and all. No, there's no forgiveness for Bill. No, Bill's the one, the hated YouTuber. You won't see me on their channels, and now they've pissed me off so much that yeah, I wouldn't want to be on their stinking channel. Bunch of assholes, you know. Jack, you just came in. You ate. He says, I ate. Now I gotta go poop. I don't get a break. I don't get a. He thinks I'm his full-time servant. Get up, open the door for me. I want out, I want back in, I want out, I want back in, I want out. Oh, yeah. We'll leave him out there a while. It's 20 degrees. He can handle. He goes out when it's below zero. You can't argue. I want out. I want out. Okay, it's freezing out there. He wants back in 5 minutes later, Yeah, I don't think we'll get a. Got to connect my Bluetooth up. Computer. My computer. I'm on my reached your tethering data limit, and then they cut you back. It's worse than old dial-up. I mean 1995 dial-up. It's worse than that. My computer won't let me go on the internet until I finish installing the antivirus. It can't download definitions. Data connection problem. It's Verizon. They're a bunch of a-holes. It's because I've taken it from my computer. My computer gets the data through the phone. And the phone says, oh, you got unlimited, but that's only for the phone. If you're using any of that for your computer, we're going to limit that. And they cut you back. It's terrible. I mean, Morse code was faster, It's so bad. I downloaded a gigabyte of updates for my computer, and the computer's, failed, reverting, taking all a gigabyte. So Verizon makes you use more data because they're so slow that you don't get good data. And You want to take the Verizon CEOs and grab them by the neck and go, "Hey, you son of a bitch!" Excuse me, but you know. I watched the guy did the movie or the video about Mavericks and stuff, and then he had the middle finger at the end. It's, yep, double. That's it, double blazes. The Maverick will say double blazes. I had some notes. You didn't see on that side. You know, you can see there's writing on the paper through it. But there's someone bringing up. I was watching. I took a couple notes while I watched a little bit. I can't take watching their thing because she's so loud and obnoxious and claims to be fair and accepts all YouTubers, and she accepts all YouTubers and bloggers, and we forgive people. No, everybody except Bill Gorman, because Bill Gorman's got cancer, and I just found out because I read my CT scan because I had this sinus infection. And I've been after my, because blood been coming out my nose, and it's not like runny blood. It's for the last 2 months, I blow my nose. There's blood, and my CT scan says that there's total opacity. They can't. The CAT scan couldn't see through the stuff that's clogged up in my sinuses. It's straight in there behind the eyes. It's called the sphenoid. It's inside a bone back there, but it's all clogged up, and there's a polyp or something. They see something looks like a polyp. They're not sure, but when it's all clogged up, they can't tell what there could be more in there, whatever. But they got to go in with the Roto-Rooter and clean all that out, and it's real dangerous because your optic nerves are right next to that sphenoid, that sinus back. It's the one furthest back in your head. Yeah, I use a hotspot for. I'm off grid, live in my RV. There's no wires coming here. My only option for internet is the phone, and they do have wireless internet services out here. But their little boxes are like 150 watts. It's like I can't do that off grid. The phone is only run 10 watts at the most. And so it doesn't use the power that their stupid little box. And I can't wait. People complain about Starlink. Hey, I can't wait because once Starlink and Elon Musk gets Starlink up, I'm hooking up, and I'm telling Verizon double blazes. Okay, so somebody brought up about when Ralph Lauren told Forrest that he couldn't take it with him. He wasn't talking about the treasure chest. I see, I just get going. He's scratching at the door. Oh. So he Ralph Lauren wasn't referring. He wanted something, one of Forrest's pots or a basket or something that Forrest had in his collection. Ralph Lauren wanted it, and they told Forrest, well, you can't take it with you. And that's when Forrest got the idea to put the stuff in the treasure chest. He didn't have the treasure chest yet. As far as I know, that was a comment about something else. Yeah, a war bonnet. Yeah, I'd like to have one too. One of them war bonnets. I don't know, wooden Indian. You go out to Halloween, just put that on. Big Chief breaking wind. Oh. It's still exhausting. You know, I get tired sitting here. um, and, and that dog has me getting up and down every 5 minutes. That's not that. I told him I'm not your servant. I'd give you your food and your water. Just chill out, lay down, relax. And he's, oh, there's rabbits out there. There's rabbits outside. I gotta have rabbits. So yeah, that thing with Ralph Lauren. So, and there was so there was something else. The someone else brought up another Howard Hughes thing and all that, but you know, that's all. Um, 19 degrees outside and it's 63 inside. I got half the propane heater on, and I got the electric one on under the table. And Jack is scratching at the door. Oh, let him in. And then I'm going to tie him up. They said they have treats that make them relax. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on in. Here, give him a little treat. Double blazes. This is burning the candle ends. That's telling you that's blazes. One candle is being burned at both ends, but Forrest said that some of them are being lit at both ends. And when he's talking about lighting candles, he's talking about blazes. And someone else brought up there are 10 billion blazes out there. And that's because, there's one at each end and there's a whole bunch in between. And the person that, Michael Hool, it was so close. He's right on but he's not able to accept that what I found is what he was talking about last night in their little after hours thing. You know, I'm not allowed to be on there. There are people on there much worse than me. For one, the people running it. And then Mike Cowling, he brought up, they played the little part where Forrest said that people shouldn't be searching in Montana, Wyoming, and northern Colorado. And then Mike Cowling's he shut down all of Colorado. It's like he said northern Colorado, you dipshit. You didn't take any geography. You know what northern means? You know? And what he's telling me, he said, oh, you know, don't worry about what I think. But he's also saying take a break for winter. Yeah, there was a storm that was coming in through Montana and Wyoming and northern Colorado. It didn't even come down here, is why he said because that storm didn't hit down here, you know? And Cal, he said northern Colorado, we're going to throw in all the rest of Colorado too. You know, they're so anxious to throw Colorado out of the mix. And if anything, Colorado is the last state that he would throw out. People overlooking, they're looking too much in New Mexico. There's too much looking in New Mexico. It's overlooked. If it was there, somebody would have found it. Every place has been looked. Well, I went some places in New Mexico. I'd like to. I even got. I don't know if I still have those videos up when I went below. Placer Creek comes out of the lake there. It's what's the name of that lake? I can't remember now, and I ain't got stuff set up on my computer. my turnover on my rollover on my minutes and stuff on my for phone is tonight, like, early AM. And then Microsoft, it's Windows 7, they're discontinuing support on it. And so I got to get all my uploads and all that down tomorrow. And they prevented me from doing that today. And so, yeah, good night, Jason. You're the one who needs to stay safe. Tie yourself off. You tie yourself off in bed, or you sleep in the bottom bunk. And apparitions are all about what? Scrapbook 116. Look at Scrapbook 116. He's seeing their naked ladies on his shower walls. Apparitions. Didn't you ever see Ghostbusters? They're apparitions, ghosts and spirits, and yeah, I can't even. My browser won't even open. It's just white and it won't load anything because they mess with the. They mess with that. It's like 400K or something. Speed, 400K, not even a megabyte, not even 1 megabyte. No, less than half a megabyte. And then if you're getting full speed, you're getting 70 gigabytes a second. And they got to cut that down to 1/100th of 1/100th of a 100th, basically. It's like somebody needs to slap some CEOs up there at Verizon. They got their head up their ass. Yeah, I wouldn't slap them right after they got their head out of their ass. They'd make them wash their head and hair first. But and it's the other thing. Forrest is trying to. His father. He was saying, I wish I could have influenced as many people as my father did. All those students that he taught, and he was the principal of all these students that passed through that school. The monkey. So his father had influenced all these children, and they remember him the rest of their life. They remember him, and so Forrest is making sure there's going to be a lot of people that remember him after he's gone, and he's Geppetto. He's the puppet master. He's pulling all your strings. He's pulling all the strings here. Not necessarily. He's not putting a lot of effort in it. A lot of people are got their own strings pretty greased up. And so in doing it, it's like some people will gain wisdom, but some people just continue down the same old stupid road. They won't get on the highway. They won't listen. They don't, to be wise, you don't just listen to who's smart. You listen to all sides of the thing, not just one side. Yeah. Just forget it, Jack. Just forget it. Just lay down. Yeah. Just look at me. Well, I'm bored. Yep. Oh. He's going back to lay on my bed. Yeah, Forrest, I can believe that when we got, oh, let's write off all of Colorado. And Christy was cheering that none of the people on her show were Colorado searchers. Even Davio, who lives in Denver, he's going up the wrong direction. You can't even get him to. He goes, man, that's amazing. I don't know how he does it with that artwork. It's like, those are forests. Those are the blazes. You show people the blazes and they don't believe it. And Forrest said there's going to be a lot of there's going to be a lot of surprises, right? And I heard him mentioning Gazoo, right? Well, there's a couple of Gazoo things. One of them is a senator from Wyoming, and he wrote a book right in the kazoo. Boom, punch. Yes, right in the kazoo. That's punching someone in the nose, or punching the lobbyists and all that in the nose. And there's a dang finger. One of my double blazes fingers I got trigger finger. Let's see if yep. See it's trigger finger. I'm trying to straighten that finger out. There, see, you see it kick? It's a trigger finger. All of a sudden, it'll go all of a sudden. I don't know if they can fix that. It's annoying. And I take my other hand. Can't straighten that finger out. So I got a broken double blazes finger. Yeah. So my notes, I kind of already almost gone through them just about. I got a note there to Christie's a hypocrite. Says that, and then we can't discuss anybody smoking a little marijuana. You can't say I need a couple bong hits to get to your level, but she's ready to hit the liquor cabinet. You're ready to hit the liquor cabinet as somebody mentions a drink, and she's, it's late. Yep, it's evening. Time to start drinking. Alcoholic. Anytime an alcoholic gives somebody smoking a little marijuana trouble, it's time to call them a hypocrite. You stinking hypocrites. They didn't go to Kawana Parker's peyote church. Let's talk about peyote on her channel because that's in Forrest Fenn's book. Where the warm waters fall. Yeah, we can have a discussion about the peyote church sometime. And Kawana Parker and the Lonesome Dove. And Cynthia Ann Parker was Kawana Parker's mother, who was a white woman who was kidnapped by the Comanches. As Kawana Parker was the chief of the Comanches. And Cynthia Ann Parker is tied to the Lonesome Dove story, which they had a ranch down near Lubbock, in some valley down by Lubbock, and if you know Forrest Fenn, he was based there in Lubbock. Where you think he went looking for arrowheads when he was there in Lubbock? Probably in that valley where Kawana Parker and his tribe were allowed to come down and hunt the cattle that belonged to the Lonesome Dove Ranch. And they're all tied, the hat thing. The Lonesome Dove story. There was the guy, and he was rescued because they recognized his hat. He didn't have a feather sticking out of his head. Where do warm water? It's Pagosa Hot Springs. 1,000 feet, over 1,000 feet down. Where the spirits are, at the bottom of the well. How deep is a water hole? How deep is a water hole? Well, the deepest one in the Guinness Book of Records is Pagosa Hot Springs in Pagosa Springs, Colorado. I mean, how many more Pagosas Pagosa Hot Springs, Pagosa Springs, Colorado in the sea? That girl coming up with the sea, but with the anagram thing, but if it's SEEC, it's not the CSEA or anything, but it says, she said C rim, and that sounds like you could take that C rim and you can get crime out of there too. It's like a crime. Sewers, gutters, Isle up goes our anniversary. Yeah. If I end up with the treasure, I think I would. I'd want to live in Pagosa Springs probably, unless some part of the finding the treasure makes you need to live in Santa Fe. I love no, the waters don't halt there. Don't give me that. The waters don't halt. You go out to the lake and you cast your line out in the water and you tell me where your sinker halts. Where does your sinker halt? Where's your sinker halt? Come on, where does your sinker halt? Jimmy, you got to know where your sinker halts. You go to the wishing well, you toss your quarter in there. Where does it halt? It doesn't halt when it hits the water. It halts where the water halts at the bottom. That's where the water halts, at the bottom. And oh, my brain can't accept that. At the bottom of the spring. Where does warm water? At the bottom of the spring, where it turns hot, where the spirits warm it up. The fire down below. That's like a Bob Seger, right? She's got the fire down below. I was gonna try and see if I can. Oh, index. Good. Okay. Close. Who cares, stupid computer? The computer's. I got it restored. At least my media player works again, and everything on the computer pretty much works again. Except I'm still well. It will once I get my data speed. And this dang thing. I was trying to set up the Bluetooth so I could do audio. It would play over the Bluetooth speaker and be louder. Machine basement pouring up. Then it breaks hot water tank in the circuit board. Living for smoke the peace pipe. Yeah. The sacred peace pipe. I have a peace pipe. Forrest has a peace pipe. His came from a chief. Mine came from a chief. Jimmy Fire Eagle. Yeah. It's a blazing eagle. Hear my generator run. Now, what do we talk about? What other controversy they bring up we need to talk about? Breaks hot water tank and circuit. I was an HVAC electrician, so I did temperature controls. Was my first electrical. My dad did. He took me to the Union Hall and got me to go work with them. Carter the Carter the accountant. What Carter? The S corp. Oh, the S corp stuff and all that. It has less to do with S. There's no corporate. There's it has his will is what it is, and he's the corporation basically, whatever. But to do that corporate, you got to have the person sign paperwork to become part of the corporation. Kind of, if you form a corporation and the Secretary of State's office needs that person's signature. Yes, I am this officer for this company and stuff, and but he can put the thing. I was saying a will, but someone corrected me. Someone knows a lawyer that's watching the show. I don't want to say names and stuff like that. Someone watches me, knows a lawyer and pretty well, and they said it's more likely a trust. They could put he could put the person's name in a trust, and then it can avoid probate and stuff like that. So, but otherwise, to be a part of a corporation, you're gonna have to sign the person. You're not part of the corporation unless you sign paperwork that's filed with the Secretary of State and all that stuff. So the corporate thing and the stuff about some land somewhere and all that. If there's land involved somewhere, it's his house. My lot was like 4,000 with payments. It's like 5 acres, so less than $1,000 an acre. And yeah, it is a nice peace pipe. and it came from a northeastern tribe. They're really known as Canadian and northern New Hampshire, Maine, and that area is where the tribe that had that pipe was. You're on. A lot better than watching Dancing with the Stars. Thanks. Yeah. Well, you could watch Maverick. I think they're probably on one of the online streaming things, Tubi or Pluto, or I don't want to mention the or the Hulu. Yeah. I gave up on them. And then they put politicians I don't like on their boards, and it's like, no way I'm giving them any money. Not even $10 a month. Nope. And my brothers, Castle Rock. You can go down to Pagosa's. The area, the amount of territory that's between the two blazes is so immense that I'm not afraid. And the treasure chest, the trove is the art on the canyon walls, the ancient artwork and all that stuff on the canyon walls. That is the trove. That is the I'm hoping this throat thing, because we're reading about what's wrong with my sinus. It's the back one. It's at the back of your eye. They got to be careful not to hit the optic nerves when they're working in that synovial or what not synovial. Yeah, can't remember the name. Oh yeah, I saved that file. But yeah, when they're working on it, they got to be real careful they don't hit any optic nerves and stuff. And I don't know if I'm going to be awake for the surgery or what. What about the Beacon Star treasure hunt? I don't care about other treasure hunts. I don't care about them. I found this treasure, or the trove is what the you find the trove and it will lead you to the treasure. That finding the trove leads you to the treasure. If you didn't find the trove, you're not going to find the treasure. That's why people have been there, but they didn't see it. They didn't see the writing on the wall. They didn't see what's right in front of them. You know? And ring the bell out and show everybody this stuff. And, look what I found. And a lot of people go, I don't see anything. Oh, well, I'm looking for the treasure chest and nothing else. Well, if you're looking for the treasure chest and nothing, the most important thing he has is that little arrowhead that he found. He called that the thrill of the chase. Finding that little arrowhead and wondering about the person that made it and the person that hunted with it and what was he hunting and all the questions that come with finding it. Every artifact has a tale. T-A-L-E. It has a story with it. It comes with a story. And Forrest, the picture tells 1,000 words. Well, his pictures are on the canyon walls. His memoirs are on the canyon walls. Miss Ford standing over his desk, the hand holding, ringing the for whom the bell tolls bell, the beat of the drum, the whoop of the dance, and all of that stuff is on the canyon walls. What about the size of a nickel? Yeah. All I've got is this. Good, I didn't spill. Not my coffee cup was like very low. All I found was this. You can see how big it is. It's a knife. That's what I found, and I found it. I found it where you can see Moses. So yeah, this is a scraper. This is a knife. This is for this little notch here. That's for skinning the sticks, trimming the sticks, the arrowhead. That's why it's rounded in here. That was done intentionally. And then the butt of it here is sharp also because it's a chopper. It's for they'd hold it in their hand like this and chop bones with it, or they can break bones with this. It's an axe. It's an axe. It's a knife. It's a scraper. It's a bottle opener. This is a Pueblo. If Forrest says it's Pueblo, and so this is a Pueblo multi-tool. And you see, it's 4.5 inches, something like that. Let me see. I got a measure thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's about 4 1/3 inches, just over 4 1/4 inches. So that's a nice size. It's bigger than a little arrowhead, And it's a knife that'll go through a metal detector. You don't need one, but that's why they pat people down too. I always wondered why they still allow soda cans on the airplanes, and they serve you the drinks in their soda cans, because you could just rip a soda can open and make you could tear a soda can all the way around, tear off a piece of aluminum sheet. You can fold one edge over so it gives it some, and you got a freaking knife made out of an aluminum can. That aluminum will cut just like a box knife. Basalt. It's a piece of basalt. And I got another piece of basalt right here. That this thing, see, it kind of looks like it could be, this is maybe an arrowhead, but it's very primitive or what. But so I want to ask Forrest about this. I'm going to bring it next time and ask him if that's an arrowhead. And if he says it isn't, it could be made into one pretty easily, because it's already the right shape, and all you got to do is start flaking all the way around it, I think. And because it's basalt too. It's the same kind of rock. And it'd make a nice arrowhead. It's okay. There's replay. Yeah, I kind of got my computer on hold until I can get more speed to download my. I can't even I got to update the Windows and all that, and because I just had Service Pack 1 of Windows 7 on it. Windows 7 Professional. And I'm still trying to find where to get the pen. Yeah, I don't have my touch pen. This computer came with a stylus pen that you could use on the screen and stuff, because it's a touch screen computer. And I don't know where the dang Bluetooth and stuff is. Performance information, pen to personalizations, and taskbar, tablet, troubleshooting. I thought it'd be in network, but it's not in network. So, internet options, keyboard indexing, folders, display, date and time. Action center. Yeah. I'll have my computer back up in a day. So I can't even get on Facebook or anything on my computer yet. The browser won't open. We're bird buddies. Oh. Let's just say. Yeah, this thing that the whatever sinus, it's the one way, the furthest one back, and it's completely, the right side is completely filled with they don't know what, and the left side is half full, but so they got to work on both of them, and then I got something up in the above my eye, up in my forehead. There's some problems up there, and in the right side here, and so they got like roto-rooter all of my sinuses. I'm so they called me Monday or Tuesday or something, and told me that the doctor puts the request in, and then the and that goes to the VA. The VA puts it on a stack and says, we'll look at yours next month on the 7th. And that's what happened, you know. So I had the CAT scan December 2nd. And then January 7th or whatever, they called me. Then they had the VA approves it and gives it to TriWest, and TriWest calls me, and we'll call you within 7 to 10 days with what doctor you're going to see, and then make an appointment from there. And it's like, you a-holes. I blow blood out of my nose. You know, this is a little more urgent than, well, when we get to you. God, it makes you want to slap people, you know. And they don't care. They don't care at all. And I called the VA patient advocate. He doesn't care. He doesn't call back. Yeah, they're pretty messed up. Yeah, that's why I got to see the endocrinologist on December 17th. They sent me 240 miles to go see the endocrinologist up in Highlands Ranch. And that took 2 years to get that appointment. And so, how you doing? Glidokin. Yeah, that's a test. Let's see what the memory is. It's Eugene. What was our name again? It's Eugene. So yeah, I don't know if that's an arrowhead or it's an old primitive arrowhead. Probably could have killed the buffalo, ram it in. You think it's an arrowhead? Okay. Yeah, I don't want to chip it until I find out if it's a, because if it isn't already one, I'm going to make it one. Yeah. Oh yeah, you can go one of your choice. No, that's not how it is. No. They tried to. My doctor tried to refer me to the ENT at the San Luis Valley Health, and their administrator won't allow me to be seen there because I fired a lousy doctor for discontinuing my hydroxychloroquine that I take, and that keeps my muscles from turning into steel bars, because I got nerve problems that's going all the time, and so my muscles would be just tense as hell because it's like having one of them ab things on or something 24 hours a day, you know, because my nerves are fasciculations. And I can look at my calf and you see a little dimple, doop, doop, doop. The little muscle contractions going on all over in my muscles. But it could be that all these problems are because this thing in my sinus has been there a long time, and it's affected other systems and stuff, because there are important nerve endings in your sinuses and stuff that have to do with the same issue I have with my feet and things. Oh yeah, I got my spine. They counted 27 bone spurs. When they got to T2 or 3, and they had in my neck and there 27 bone spurs, they said we quit counting them. Yeah, and yeah, I have spina bifida occulta too. I was born with that. The last bone in the coccyx, it didn't close up over my spinal cord. It's kind of open. The bone is, the skin is covered and stuff. So you get a little hairy patch there, like that guy in The Animal. He had that hairy monkey butt, right? Neil Peart. I don't know, Bill. I don't know who that is. I know Neil, another Neil something. Oh, the drummer for Rush. Yeah. I was listening. I had some Rush playing on I said, oh yeah, that drum. I was channeling the drummer. Science uses doctors by time. Spending time down, but they're not willing to. Yeah. Apparently, when they go into this sinus, they have to look at that anatomy really good before they go in there, because and the videos I watch from doctors, they dangerous. If going in here is dangerous, so you have to. The doctors got to really know what they're doing when they get in there, because you can go blind from having sinus surgery. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I went to a concert in Florida at University of Florida, Orlando, I guess it is. UCF, yeah, University of Central Florida, UCF, and they had a concert at on the football field, and one of them got what was the guy but anyhow, other band was Gary Wright was playing, and this other band, God, he's famous too. And the name, I just edge of the name of I lost it. But anyhow, the drummer had a heart attack in one band, and Gary Wright's drummers. The band did their show without the drum, because they put him in the ambulance and sent him off. They didn't know he had passed away, but they knew by the end of the concert that he didn't make it. Mel Blunt, is it? I guess maybe, or something. James Blunt, yeah, James, or one of them, some band. If you look up UCF and drummer heart attack, it comes up. I can't even get on the internet and search anything. I can do my slideshow still. As I was going to do, the apparitions are these formations on the rocks. My art is made from the formations in the rocks. And Dobby, I don't know how he does all that. It's just photography of the blazes on the rocks, and I have AI paint it, and it comes out great. Or form of other parts, jasper. Yeah, I have some big chunks of jasper. My son's got one of my favorite rocks over at his place. and it's this red, and it's like a bunch of cubes of jasper with it's red with white, and it's got red and brown and beige colors in it, and really neat. If I had enough electricity, I'd run a bunch of lapidary machinery for his Fenn's anniversary. Yeah, I know spell check messes with your spelling there. That's the one thing Davio needs to improve himself on is recognizing that spell check fucked up what they were trying to say. You know? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, because spell check screwed up what I was saying. What might that word actually be that I typed before spell check went and threw another word in there? You know, like that they'll turn feed into feds or something, you know? Stupid shit. If you write here, they'll turn it into her. You're trying to say her. If you say here, you know, they have no clue. No, I've watched a little at a time, and then they get the person off, and there's Chaseopoly BS and her rattling on and claiming that she's kind to all searchers and all that bullshit. You know, that we're all except everybody except for Bill. Yeah, hey Joe. Joe knows I'm the winner. He's awfully 75. Yeah, they're gonna be he's gonna be stuck with a whole bunch of cases of that. He'll end up renting a storage unit, and then I'm going to see him on Storage Hunters Vegas is going to buy his storage unit after they don't pay the bill on it, and he's going to have all these stupid games, and I'll tell him, hey man, I know some people give you $10 a piece for them things. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, it's $10. It's only worth 10. Yeah, I put myself in. Predict that predicament. Invested in, I had a CD repair kit business, and I've seen one of them. I'm going to show you that. Hang on one second. Oh, up there. Come on out. Oh. My little cupboards are all packed. I invented this. This is I created the name, and I wrote all the instructions and stuff. I got the code for it, and this was my invention. And then Dishwasher copied me. The company I bought the polishes from took what I made, and they ran the disc. Well, look what this guy, and then my sales guy, all of a sudden he was a sales guy for Florida, and Dishwasher took it and was selling $1 million a year of it with at like Musicland and all that, you know. But we couldn't get it. I couldn't. My dad and uncle were partners with it, and they didn't want to invest in, well, we got one product, and Musicland told me, they said if you had a line of products, we would carry it, but all we had was one. And I said, well, we got a cleaner and I told my dad, no, we got a cleaner and a polish, okay, so we can sell them as separately, sell a cleaning kit, and then there's a towel up in the top part of this, and it's for taking scratches out of CDs. It's for it's a disc tech for taking your CDs going dunk 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 dunk, and you take it out of there and use this polish on it, and after the polish you use a cleaner, but the polish will take the scratch out so that the laser can see the music on the disc again. And we sold 20,000 of them or so to a company in Singapore, and they had my stuff in every airport in Southeast Asia. No phones. No, it's not for phones. It's a CD repair kit. It was for CDs and DVDs and laser discs. And yeah, you can fix like 50 discs. And we had a, Danny Bonaducci. And they some people are anybody in Chicago, and Danny Bonaducci, and I can't remember the other guy's name. They had a radio show in Chicago from up in John Hancock building way up near the top. And anyhow, so I had a sales guy in Chicago. I don't know. The big surprise. There was a Fred Flintstone. The same, same thing Forrest said. Fred Flintstones. I was looking up and that's my video I posted yesterday. And Fred Flintstone says there's going to be a lot of surprises. I think there's going to be a lot of surprises. And Forrest said there's going to be a lot of surprises. And so it was the two FF, Fred Flintstone and Forrest Fenn. They're both FF initials. And so Forrest said something that Fred Flintstone said. It was funny. and it was Gazoo that got him to say that. But there's also the senator from Wyoming who did the book called Writing the Gazoo, talking about punching someone into, or some of the, and he's complaining about politicians that were involved in the money stuff that's going on now. Simpson, yeah, Al Simpson. I watched his video, his whole thing about the writing the Gazoo. And let's see, there's I'll go to C8. I call my 5 terabyte drive I call it the Supreme Drive. Because I have, that was surprises. I don't have the audio. I ain't got my speaker ain't set up yet. I don't know how to turn on the Bluetooth with this with my computer, because I thought it'd be in networks. Manage wireless networks. No. Oh, I know where it is. Devices. It's my connection. Desktop gadgets. Devices and printers. That's where it is. That's where the Bluetooth is. Small. Add a printer. Oh, add a device. No. Yeah, I don't know where it is. But I thought if I had that up, I'd play that Flintstone thing. I guess I can do it anyhow.
I think there's going to be a lot of surprise.
Let me turn it around.
I think there's going to be a lot of surprise.
I think there's going to be a lot of surprises.
I think there's going to be a lot of surprise.
Okay, I'll find the one that's do big thumbnails, and I can find the folder easier. If it'll. But if you know the architect one.
Architecture? You know what that is? What?
Just like most searchers, giggle about it. Not interested in what architecture means.
Filthy one. Take the enamel off your teeth and leave it on the roof of your mouth. Where was it? Architecture. Oh, yes. Look. I'll explain. This, my dear, is called an arch.
And after the bombing, he continues explaining. This is a farewell to arms with Gary Cooper. He's a substitute for Cary Grant. And Gary Cooper was in A Farewell to Arms. He was in For Who the Bell Tolls. And he was in a Broadway play of that. See, continue with the arch.
The arch, my dear, is perhaps the oldest of architectural devices.
Architecture.
The very word will tell you how inextricably the two are one. In a word, my dear, architecture is the most ancient of the arts, just as yours is the most ancient of the professions.
Architecture is the most ancient of the arts, just like her profession. So yeah, that's the architecture. And there's these guys.
Come with me and show the King's Marines how the King's rebels can fight. All right, if I have to, I'll go alone. Wait, Charles, I'll go with you. What kind of lads? I need two. Two. I'm with you, Charles. Charles. Yes, sir. That makes an army. Come on. Break the guns out of the stockade. Tell them we're marching to the bayou. Lights, check. Look at my stockade. Look it on. I said, who's going to stop us now? Give me some men who are stout-hearted men who will fight for the right they adore. Start with men who are stout-hearted men, and their soon give you 10,000 more.
See, you turn your dreams into a fact. It's up to you. Yep, the stout-hearted men. pirate movie. It's called New Moon. New moon, and the dove sitting on the crescent moon, that's a new moon. There it is. Okay, so 11 seconds. 13. Well, do this one.
I think there's going to be a lot of surprises from now on. See what I mean?
Silly. We just have a short or
There's
something.
Gazoo. I guess he had a bad evening. Gazoo made up and put turned the lights out and put the flowers in the hand, turned the lights back on. And she said, "Oh, what a surprise." Gazoo, yeah. There's going to be a lot of surprises. No meek. Stout-hearted men. No place for the meek. The meek can't see shapes in rocks. The meek won't see, they won't admit, or even if they see them, they won't admit it because they're afraid of what people will think of them. And I got all my talking rocks on there. So what else did I have on there? Most of my talking rocks on that. Talking Jack. Yeah, I couldn't handle watching her talk about how they love all searchers. She loves all searchers except for Bill Gorman. Same with Toby, and they're a bunch of liars. It's not just me. There's other people they've blocked. What will Mount Rushmore look like in 10? Yeah, right. Actually, I looked at some of that around. I think Mount Rushmore was already carved before they did that, and they really destroyed some of the stuff that was there. Yeah. Meek was there was Meeker also. It's Meeker something it was something in Colorado. There was something. It's over near Grand Junction or something. Meeker Creek or something. But Meek is that where he would park his car at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. He would park in the handicap, and right in front of the handicap parking is a pack of bronze wolves that ran across, left their tracks in the cement across the sidewalk, and are going through the landscaping between the sidewalk and the building. There's a pack of wolves, and there's bones on the ground and stuff like that. They probably got pissed off if I rolled over them bones looking for a treasure under there. Yeah, Green Meek Hill. Yeah, there's a lot of different Meeks, but the Three Little Pigs were meek. Little Red Riding Hood was meek. Grandma was meek. The Big Bad Wolf, the wolf. And people are, grizzly bears. It's like, no, that's the popular one. And they're trying to reintroduce wolves to Colorado too now. Stop looking at my computer. I ain't got nothing on there right now. When I first got in Chase 2013, I wrote a story about the Denver Museum where I took a busload of kids every day. Yeah, blast. Yeah. But the clue where he parks is the wolves, and that's not the last. I don't know how that's the last clue, and that's why I did the heavy loads video. My heavy loads video is at Wolf Creek Pass ski at Wolf Creek ski area. The ski lifts carry he said 125 chairs with 1,000 pounds on each one. That's 125,000 pounds at a time. That's more than a semi truck. And the thing that surprised me is the things that would run on the horsepower of my car. My car engine is 160 horsepower. And he was saying one of the engines is the generator's 160 horsepower or something. That's not a lot. You get that out of a little economy car. Yeah. And you know, I watched the Gypsies thing. It was Wednesday or something. And it's like, they're not even talking about treasure or anything. They're so busy making their little noises and stuff, and meek are the children. Yeah. Well, not the poem's sake. The poem Meeker is the Wolf Creek. There's no paddle. If you can paddle up Wolf Creek, I'll give you $1 million. If you can go from the bottom of Wolf Creek to the top using a paddle and a boat, I'll give you $1 million. You can't paddle up that creek. There's too many. There's a huge waterfall halfway up where there's two emergency truck ramps for runaway truck ramps, and the upper one, there's a big parking lot across from the upper one, and when the spring runoff's going, you want to go to that parking lot, and there's got to be a trail to get down to where you can see the big ass waterfall down there. Treasure Falls is a trickle compared to that thing. It's huge, and no way you're going to paddle up that. It'd kill you. Lighthearted. I don't know what lighthearted has to do with. So what place is meek? It's no place there is no meek place. It's no place for the meek because the big bad wolf. You huff and puff, and he blew down Forrest Fenn's wooden house, didn't he? But the biddies, they lived in a brick house. They were the smart little piggies. They were smart enough to build a brick house. And when Forrest says he made I don't know where it is or what, but he made reference to his house in heaven isn't going to be like this wood house. His house in heaven, which is where all the trove is going to be a stone house. Biddies lived in a brick house. How do you top a brick house with a stone house? And that has to do with the three little pigs. And somewhere there's a straw man. There's a straw man out there. Because if you got the wooden house and the brick house, who is in the straw house? Is that Doug? Doug lives in a straw house? Not all searchers will be brave enough to go where there's no place for the meat. They aren't brave enough to say that they see shapes in rocks. And I mean, there's the helicopter, his totem thing, and it's the elbow, it's big thing, that hand of God symbol that Forrest uses, that George Washington has, and the Stuart painting, all of that stuff. It all, you find the representation of some of his sketches, and there was no sketch of Miss Ford and Forrest sleeping on his desk, and Miss Ford with her arms folded with a book in her arms, standing over him, waking him up at his desk, okay? And you find that spot and you think, oh, okay, just out the window, down the fire escape, and where to then? You know? And you go further down, you find the stout-hearted men. All these things are there. People don't believe me because they're meek. Their mind is too meek to accept it. Some people know how to see the evidence. Yeah. It's still Pagosa Hot Springs. And then I'm thinking, well, if it's because let's see, Pagosa Hot Springs or Rainbow Hot Springs. Rainbow Hot Springs is a 4.5 mile walk. It's too far to walk. 4.5 miles is too far to walk. Doug, yeah, you don't know. Yeah, you know, there is Rainbow Hot Springs, and the reason I found that, I was looking for the beginning of the rainbow, and you can, from Pagosa Hot Springs or Rainbow Hot Springs, either one of them, you can get to the home of Brown from there. One is actually down the canyon, the other one's up a canyon. So you got your two choices. Is he meaning up when he says down and down when he says up, or what? The painting has covenants, but yeah, put in. Which painting is Stewart painting? I don't know which painting you're talking about. Yeah, same there. So they are a place. They are a place. Yeah. The home of Brown is Bootjack Ranch. I mean, the house takes up an acre probably, but the ranch is 3,500 acres, and there's plenty of space at the home of Brown, the ranch, that you can put it, and there's no association with the building, but that's all private property, and they got big security. A 35-acre lot is $5 million. If you want a 35-acre lot, $5 million. Bootjack Ranch. David Jennings Brown died in 2013, but he had sold the property in 2010, 11 or something, about when Forrest hit the treasury. He had sold so the property wasn't his anymore. And I don't know if Forrest got him to put some covenants on a piece for Forrest or not. But it's right next to Treasure Falls, Treasure Falls and the overlook for Pagosa Valley. It's not so high. Old Mormons now. Yeah, we don't know what painting yet. Oh, Jay Sharp painting for the Medicine Suite. Yeah. I was watching Antiques Roadshow, and a woman come in with a Joseph Henry Sharp painting, and surprised to know how much that little painting was worth. And when I went to the Cody Museum was 2006 or 2007. I was doing service work, on-call technical service work, fixing flat screen TVs and stuff. and I had a TV to fix in Sweetwater, and I had some to fix in Cody, and so I went down there and went through the museum one day, and really needed more one day to see that museum. There's a whole lot there. I don't know if they moved the buffaloes when you first come in the front door. There's a bunch of buffalo, but I know they changed the whole sign and stuff, and the whole name of the place changed since I was there. March for a week. Yeah. Yeah. It's not up there. His father's trying to find us up. He's mentioned the father or substitutes a couple times, 2 times at least in the book. And if he mentions it more than once, then there's something important about it. And places, things he says to find or look or see, things like that. That's what you want to look for, what you want to find, what you want to see. And people give me trouble about the shapes in my rocks, and they haven't read Scrapbook 116. Robert Shack, no, it's not in Utah. It's really already done. You know, my opinion, it was done over 2 years ago. But Forrest, he put it. I don't know. He when he engineered it, he designed it. It's a contest, and it's his rules, not your rules. You know, and I think he put an end date on it. He put when does it start? When does it end? And it ends with when he passes away, as far as I know. Or when he says he can call it over, or it ends when he passes away. Yeah, I think it was, like I said, it was over 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, 2017 February, and he gave me the hand of God sign while he's doffing his hat, you know, and made sure I had a picture of that. Yeah, you could do it. I know some great places to do an interview where there'd be like a crowd of, it'll look like a crowd of people behind me and stuff. I showed Sean Dodson. I showed him the Mammoth Parade, the catwalk, and he walked down the catwalk and climbed up on the mammoths, and was like amazed at the what was there, you know. And I showed him where the flat area where the lodge house probably was, and stuff, and it was almost, the rocks are put there in almost corral where they, I think it was like a stock auction where they selling horses, except they were selling mammoths. You couldn't get during the Ice Age, you couldn't get a Ford F-350, but you could get a Columbian mammoth. You put your whole family on that monster. I see. Blaze mess and sweet. And Buffalo Bills. Yeah, at least I have a friend that lives by Buffalo Bill's grave up on Lookout Mountain, and there's a little lake there with a fence around it. It's a reservoir, and we go fishing in there. And like one time we seen a cop car coming, and we dart the other way, you know, because they got to hike to get there and stuff, and we're lost in the trees. And walked up to Buffalo Bill's grave, left our fishing poles there. Would have been nice. Sean, yeah, I don't know why he quit doing it. Yeah, unless he realized that, you know, Gorman's got it. You will want to ask Bill about international trafficking. Illegal. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a convicted parrot trafficker for bringing Togo with me up to Canada. It wasn't a problem bringing him in, coming back. The Americans, oh, you got to come back in through Niagara, through Niagara. I was over in over the other end of Lake Ontario. Can't remember the name of that town. Watertown. Watertown. In Watertown, where warm waters halt in Watertown. So I was coming to, and the American side, oh, you got to take them back in and come in through at Niagara Falls with the parrot. Yeah, I'm banned in Canada. But I'm a UEL. I'm a United Empire Loyalist because my ancestors, James Rogers, Colonel James Rogers, he was the head of the Queen's Rangers, and all of his descendants earned the title of UEL or UE, Unity Empire, for fighting for the crown in the American Revolution and losing their land in America and having to take their families up to Canada after the Revolution. And so I have ancestors that fought on both sides in the Revolution. I think I had 7 ancestors fought in the American Revolution and 4 that fought in the Civil War. Ethan Allen's my 5th great grandfather. He wasn't a traitor. Him and James, my other 5th great grandfather, James Rogers, they conspired to make Vermont independent of the United States and Canada. That's why they called him a traitor. He wasn't like Benedict Arnold. My cousin Abigail Hinman shot Benedict Arnold's hat off his head. Wow, you need some. If I get the treasure, I can go to the hair club. And then he gets a snap-in dentures too. Can't stand them floating around and yeah, I'll join the hair club after I have the treasure. That's a big fish. No, I'm really my one of my cousins. Yeah, James Harrison Rogers gave Ethan Allen's blunderbuss to the River Falls, Wisconsin Historical Society sometime in the late 1800s. He donated that blunderbuss, and now it's at Fort Ticonderoga. And this because my 4th great grandmother was Mary Ann Allen, who was a daughter of Ethan Allen and Mary Bronson, his first wife. She was a daughter of his first wife. And after Ethan died, Ethan Allen's second wife wrote all of Ethan Allen's children off as dead because they were Tories that moved up to Canada, and they were good as dead, because they fought for the crown. And Ethan Allen was as much a traitor as James Rogers, But Ethan Allen took Fort Ticonderoga single-handedly, without bloodshed. And really, that was 1775, so that really kicked off the revolution, I don't know if it's before or after Bunker Hill. If it's before Bunker Hill, then Ethan Allen started the revolution. And Robert Rogers was known, he's my 5th great granduncle. And it's well documented. You can ask historians. Yes, I am descended from Colonel James Rogers, the brother of Robert Rogers. In the movie Northwest Passage, Spencer Tracy played Robert Rogers. And he was looking, and it's moving. the movie's called Northwest Passage because Robert Rogers petitioned the king for an expedition up the Missouri River to the Shining Mountains. From there, it's a 20-mile carry to the Oregon River that leads to the Pacific Ocean. And he sent Jonathan Carver, ancestor relative of Doug Carver that watches. He sent him on an expedition with all these goods that he had gotten a big loan to buy all the goods to trade with the Indians to make it to the Pacific Ocean. Yeah. And Carver took all these goods that were for financing the expedition to the Pacific and back. He took all that stuff and traded it for some land in up in northern Wisconsin on was it Lake Superior. Eldorado is a good one. Eldorado. I think I say El Dorado, and I think of ELO. His descendants came back down. Wow. Yeah. You know, one of my cousins, what was his name? He did the first land surveys of Detroit. He plotted out Detroit, all the streets and yellow. Yeah, Electric Light Orchestra. Yellow, the song El Dorado. City of Gold. I can't get on that. My browser won't open. But I wonder if my internet's fast enough now. The virus and spyware definitions didn't update on 1/12/2020 at 6:08 because the internet or network connectivity problem, Verizon problem. Try it again. What? Google El Dorado. Yeah. That's what I found. Maybe I found El Dorado. This one guy did a satellite scan of this one mountain that I suspect to be a pyramid and found air shafts radiating out from the peak every 45 degrees, every 600 feet, every 45 degrees going around the peak. And had the line north was 7 degrees off toward the east, pointed toward like between Greenland and Canada there, where the North Pole used to be before the Earth got whacked or whatever, and so it's amazing that you know I was able to take the azimuth from that 7 degrees off of north from there, and I used Machu Picchu, the north from Machu, or not it's the other one down there, where they say it's before the North Pole change, and I draw, and boom, they cross hairs right there off the tip of northern Greenland. Idaho. The Robert Rogers movie Northwest Passage was filmed in Idaho, and is supposed to be New Hampshire. Hey, Sonia, how you doing? Come on now, but we both know William moves in time 43 every 10 years. Yeah, the North Pole's taken off now, but it was the physical North Pole was there, and the Earth got kicked, and that's why we have so much seasonal changes. And they say that when the Earth went like that, what happens? So you got a ball that's mostly water, and you give it a sudden jerk, twist, the water comes up over the land, thousands of feet high. Yeah, and they're saying the equator is going to be down south, and one pole's going to be in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and the other one off of India. And if that's so, then Colorado would be on the equator again. Machu Picchu. Yeah, there's that other one, Pumapunku down there, and that one was they know that the north on that was before the tilt. Because the North Pole polar axis you can tell by Polaris, the star. It points up, and so they wouldn't have needed magnetic. In my book I redid of Robert Rogers, The Concise Account of North America, is on Amazon. A Concise Account of North America, Bill Gorman. You'll find it on Amazon. And in that he tells a story about Captain Smith and Pocahontas and stuff. And what saved him, he showed the Powhatan, he showed him his compass, and Powhatan was amazed at the compass and the needle that would those points, oh wow, that was amazing to him, and kept him from losing his head. They say Pocahontas laid her head on top of his to keep the axe from cutting his head off. Oh. Or it probably wasn't cutting it. It was probably a tomahawk. It wasn't an axe, like a blade and an axe. A tomahawk was a stick, and it had a ball, a big old knot of wood, like a burl of some kind of wood on it, and a spike on the other. So it was a spike and a big old club, and they go just they smash the head of whatever animal with it, and smash their head open, kill them, so it was more likely that Captain Smith wasn't going to have his head cut off. He was going to have his head smashed with a big mallet. Pumapunku, I think. Yeah. Hippopotamus, tsunami. Yeah. That they say these tsunamis they go way inland when if the earth shifts like that, and some think that all the crust can slip on top of the magma, or when they're thinking when the North Pole goes that the earth is going to do one of these little twists, and that's going to cause some of these catastrophic tsunamis that go hundreds of miles inland. I think I'm pretty safe up here. and that's pretty evident that the stuff up here in the mountains was fairly safe. But I've seen stuff that's vitrified, some kind of heat. There's stuff up here that was destroyed by heat, and that was probably at when that comet or whatever hit up in Canada, up near Hudson Bay or whatever. One of his jars was found under a fence post. The fence post, look for square nails in the fence post. Square shipped nails. Bronze shipped nails in the post. So if the Rocky Mountains is the continental divide, the two continents is the continent divide. No, it divides the lords of the horizons of the east and the lords of the horizons of the west. That's the dividing line. I don't know, it was the Native Americans great spirits and stuff, but there's a lot. They found a book, a gold. It was like it's a mixed gold and copper and stuff. They make tumbago or something, but they found a book of this. There's like this thick, and anyhow, it had Hebrew writing, and they found this thing under a pyramid in Mexico with Hebrew writing in it. So where did they come from, really? Where did they really come from? And these stories, the guys called Moses, there's Thoth and Isis and Anubis. They're here in Colorado. And they are known, Thoth is known as the Atlantean who came from Atlantis and built the pyramids in Egypt. And if he came, this is Atlantis where he came from. Yeah. The Forrest Fenn's Moses figure, he says it's the perfect likeness. I get in the book. People don't believe me if I just tell them. This is what's in the book. This is what's in the book. And what's it say right here? It says, Moses was an important figure. He was an important figure. Not just, he looks just like the one that I found on the mountain. And it says here, Leo Salazar carved a perfect likeness of the one that's where Moses received the 10 Commandments, as he was carving the perfect likeness of that Moses up there. And I found that Moses. And then Forrest says success is an omnipotent guru. And right here, he calls Leo Salazar an omnipotent religious guru. I broke it. Oh, it's 176 pages. Well, wait, where did the page numbers start? So there'd be more. Yeah, because there's pages before the numbers. 7, 3. Now look, now you see, 3 is that supplemental punishment. That's making you keep looking and looking when you've already completed the mission. See, page 1 is in the middle of the table of content. There's, what about this page? Is that page 0? Is this page 0? Or is it? Or is it page 16? This would be page 16 in Roman numerals, because the page before it is 15. XV, that's 10 and 5. So that's 15. So there's 15 pages, so I can't remember. Let's see. '73, '74, '75, '76. Yeah. So There's 16 and 76. 16 plus 76. 90. 192. And where is 8, 7? He's on page 7. The treasure's on page 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that would be the 1, Roman numeral 1. So, yeah, 16 and 76. So, 192 pages. And see, he's falling apart. I torture I look through it a lot. But the other thing is all these, the Mammoth and Quanah Parker and that stuff's all right in the middle of the book. The Mammoth, and then this artwork is next to Treasure Falls. The representation of that, but it's right next to Moses. See, so go from there, things he covets, and then there's Moses. And when he says he's coveting things, it means you got to get it from his cold dead hands. It's his until he passes away. But the cover of the book doesn't count. It's not page 1 and 2. Yeah, there's Roman numerals in the front. 16 pages of Roman numerals in the front, not counting the covers. So if you add the covers, that's 4 pages. And then is this also because this flap's open? Is that an extra? Is that a half a page? Another half a page in the back. Why do you do that? There's reasons he does that. And if you can marry the back cover with the front cover, he talks about marrying things, right? Oh, well. What am I at? Hour and 53? Yeah. I can end it early and fart with my computer. But I won't have data speed till 1 or 2 in the morning. But with it downloaded when I first ran the first time with that for updates. It had 179 updates, and I downloaded the updates, and then as soon as I downloaded, I started installing. I went into town 20 miles, got propane and water, and came back, and it was on installing update 130, I think, when I got back. So I'll set it off on a big update and go to bed. Let it update while I'm in bed. I got the generator running. I put a rubber band on it, and that's keeping it running. I think his bones are going to be in a coffin in a cemetery. The Forrest is like, he wanted to leave his bones. That's one of my things. I've always said, when I die, I want to be fed back to the things, other creatures and stuff, and the bugs or animals, whatever, so that I'm recycled, given to give life to something else. I'll try and update again. I keep trying it. May as well try and get some of them on this restricted speed, download speed. Too bad I can't download it with my phone and then copy it over to the computer. It won't let you do the antivirus that way. This is King Kong here. It's funny looking. It's a funny looking monkey. Where Forrest would lose. I don't know. Didn't think. Hey, no. No, that's not my. That's what the computer. If he had a Lenovo computer, like I do, I'd put my name's Bill, and it says, okay, the computer's going to be Bill Think. And the other thing, people that Forrest says it's not who you are, it's who they think you are, right? He's Rumpelstiltskin. We're all weaving gold. We're weaving the gold. I got loaded up. Got the Reese's, white chocolate Reese's. And I got some Welch's fruit snacks. It's on my shelf over here. And I got some chocolate cherries. I think there's only a few left in there. Four left of those. And I got some Starburst. And I got some new Polygrip. Yeah. All right. Well, I ain't gonna download them antivirus. I can't. It won't even run it hadn't got the definitions for the antivirus to run the antivirus yet. And so it's still telling PC at risk. Update antivirus. Trying. Damn Verizon. There needs to be a class action against Verizon for that bullshit. I mean, they're supposed to make the customer happy, not piss them off. Doing all they can to piss off the customer. Should be a law against pissing off the customer. But there isn't anything else, you know, because they're all in cahoots with each other. Oh no, wait, well, yeah, then we'd have to do that too. So yeah, don't do that. Reading the poem now, I do say that poem is 1, 2, 3, etc., etc. Yeah. There are nine things, 9 places that you go here. And the thing is, his stories are on the canyon all along the route. His stories are on the canyon walls, from where warm waters halt, or from the gypsies to the stout-hearted men. They're the blazes at the end, the candle, the burning at each end. And then there's many others burning in between, all the blazes in between. So, you think I got my double blazes? Put that on my shoulder. Burning the candle at both ends. And you see, when you learn that it's about both and stuff, and you look at the poem, what's the first stanza start with as, and the last stanza starts with so. And so you got as above, so below, except the last 2 stanzas start with so. So it's as above, so below. You know, Forrest would think twisted like that. I rearranged my heater and stuff. So I got my heater here where I can reach. I got a hold of the knob right here. I can crank it up or turn it down. And I'm keeping nice and toasty, and it's 69 inside. And it's, I don't know outside because the battery on my sensor on the roof must have gone dead because it says dash dash. So I have to go out there and put new batteries in there if I want to know what temperature it is. But it's supposed to be near zero. It's between 0 and 32 this week. All right, that's 2 hours. So I'll cut it off. Have a good night. Probably maybe come on late in the middle of the week, like Thursday or some Thursdays in between all the other BSs. There's no BS here. Okay. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. See you, Jessica. Later, Captain Marvel. Later, Eugene, Doug. That Carver, man. The Carver left a bad ghost behind. I guess he didn't go to heaven if he's being a evil ghost. Thank you, Bill. Thanks. Belt. That was my chief petty officer in boot camp in the Navy. Forrest, Norman Rockwell's and Thill's Chase to illustrate how he copied the rock. He did it to illustrate how Norman Rockwell copied the Atlanteans. He's saying Norman Rockwell, he wasn't the first one to do that. Somebody did that 12,000 years ago. Okay. Good night, all. Talk to you later, Joe. Adios. I gotta go next door.